Hey folks, welcome back to My Kitten Reads. My name's Eleanor and this is my TBR video for the October 2022 Dewey's 24-hour readathon. Yes, it's that time of year again, it's this weekend and I have a very big TBR, but I will explain. So yeah, Dewey's time again. This and the Dewey's vlog might actually be the last time I film from this angle for a while. I have cleared out a lot of space in this room and I have ordered some new bookshelves, some slightly fancier bookshelves. So hopefully they will arrive next week and I will be able to reorganize my book collection and you'll have a new background for these videos. I do also apologize if you can hear the rain. It has been storming all evening, so there may be thunder as well, but I really needed to get this recorded and it doesn't look like it's stopping anytime soon. So I have a very large TBR pile. There are reasons for that. I'm obviously not going to read every single book on here. I never do. You know me, I like options. But also this will be about clearing things off my currently reading pile. So, to start with, I have something that I'm currently reading that was last month's TBR jar pick, and that is Magic's Price by Lackey. This is the third book in the Last Herald Mage trilogy. It's a reread for me, although, as I've said before with the other two, I don't actually remember what happens in it because it's been so long, and that particular year where I read a whole bunch of Lackey, I don't remember very well at all. But yes, so that is something I am actively reading. I started it just recently, so it's very likely I will read my way through that. But yes, that is on the list. The next thing, I have it in physical form, but it's my current ebook, so I will probably read at least a section of it when I'm at the gym, because Sundays I always go to the gym. And that is The Foretelling of Georgie Spider, which is a reread, and it is the third and final book in the Tribe trilogy by Ambelin and Kwaymullina. So this is a YA post-apocalyptic recovery phase fantasy with Indigenous overtones. I think years ago I did a whole review of this series. I love it a great deal, but I haven't actually reread it. So I've been rereading it at the gym this year as one of my gym books. And so I am up to the final one, The Foretelling of Georgie Spider. I'm a few chapters into it. But yeah, that will probably be what I read when I go to the gym. Now, I'm going to go with this one next because this, while I also have a hard copy of it, is my current audiobook, which I will probably read either if I get a headache or if I decide to go for a walk, or I'm walking to the gym or whatever, and that is Beneath the Sugar Sky by McGuire. This is the third book in the Eleanor West's Home for Wayward Children series, which you know I love. I've recently acquired the most recent one, finally, but it's been a while, so I am rereading them and I am doing so via audio, because they're nice short audiobooks because they're novellas, so they're about 4.5 hours long. And this is the third book and the second in the forward-reaching timeline. So this is essentially the direct sequel to the first book, Every Heart a Doorway, and the adventure happens because of consequences of what happened in Every Heart a Doorway. So, you know me, I love these books. It's a reread and it's going to be via audio. So the next things I have on my pile, this one I picked completely by whim off my TBR shelf because it's been there for a long time and I've kind of been thinking recently I might be in the mood for it, and that is Sorcerer to the Crown by Zen Cho. I can't believe I haven't read this yet. It's apparently magic in the Regency period, which is totally up my alley. It is actually in the TBR jar, but I didn't pick it out. It's just something that I've been thinking I might want to read recently, and it's not too long, and yeah, that's an option if I don't like any of my other options. So the next few books are from the TBR jar, and the reason why I have so many on this pile is because there are some that I have started, some that I have not started but have been selected out of the jar, and I'm pretty sure at least a couple of these I'm probably going to DNF. Because they've been sitting around a long time having been picked out and me just not having got to them. But I don't want to DNF them without actually trying to get through them, give them a last chance. So we have, and this one I think I might keep going with, but we'll see. This is the Gilded ones by Namina Forna. So it's YA, it's fantasy. I'm not entirely sure I remember what it's about, but I think it's to do with a warrior culture built out of people with a certain type of blood who are ostracized by society because that means they have magic. It's African based. I seem to remember when I picked it up, I was quite liking it, but then I got distracted and it's been sitting here for months, so who knows. This one I picked out a few months ago and I have not even started yet. And honestly, I'm a bit skeptical because it's contemporary YA. It's I Hope You Get This Message by Farah and Rishi. And it's the world is ending in a week and these kids sort of, I don't know exactly, have emotional crises. Decide to act on the fact that they're queer. It's a bit of a relationship book, but it's also the apocalypse is about to happen. I'm not sure it's going to be my thing. So, but I do want to at least try it and see what I think of it. So it's on the pile. Now this one is Sisters of the Snake by Serena and Sasha Nanua. This is also a TBR jar pick right from the start of the year. And I got a certain way through it. But put it down. I'm not sure about this one. It's fantasy. It's kind of India based, but it's also kind of the prince and the pauper separated at birth type trope, and I wasn't really loving the trope. So I'm going to give it another go and see how I go, but I'm not sure I'm going to keep going with this one because it wasn't gelling with me earlier in the year. Still going. So now we have this month's pick from the TBR jar, which is Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. This one I'm more hopeful about because I have actually read the first chapter because I did it as part of a TBR jar, sorry, not TBR jar, a try a chapter book tag video ages ago, and it intrigued me enough that I left it on the shelf. So this I'm a little bit more interested in. It's fantasy, it's Japanese fantasy, I think, involving the quest for fragments of some sort of document. I think if I remember correctly, it's been a while. I think there are animal companions, maybe. Shadow of the Fox, sounds like it might. But I do remember it intrigued me, so this is also a possibility for the weekend. Still going because I need some shorter options. So this is, of course, Cranky Ladies of History, which is an anthology of short stories about cranky ladies in history. You know, I love it. This is one of the first books I ever crowdfunded. I love it dearly. I have been very slowly rereading the short stories in it and marking them off when I really love them because it's been a long time since I've read them. I haven't picked it up in a while, but it's got short stories. So if I need a break from the novels, I can pick up short stories. The other things I can pick up are comics. So I have two that I have not read yet, and that is Lumberjanes Volume 12, Jackalope Springs Eternal. So you know me, you know how much I love my Lumberjanes. That's there. And finally, I have Asterix the Omnibus 11, which is full of 3 Asterix comics that I have not read. I don't know if they existed when I was still a kid, but they have Asterix the Actress, Asterix and the Class Act, and Asterix and the Falling Sky. So there are some new Asterix comics for me. So those are my options. I've got an audio option, I've got an ebook option for the gym, I've got some comics and short stories, and a whole lot of novels, that some which I might DNF, some which I just won't get to. It depends on my mood on the day. That is my TBR for the October 2022 Dewey's Readathon. I will probably be doing a vlog, of course, like I usually do. So I guess I'll see you all again really soon. Bye.